use elastic tape. You guys don't have this. You won't be able to practice with elastic tape, but I will have elastic tape for the final should you draw this one. So I don't know if you want to, if it's worth practicing with it or not, but that would be at your own expense. So because I am going to go, I need to have a much bigger base, I'm going to start up higher. So I'm going to go around muscle, and that's why I introduce elastic tape, because we don't put 1.5 inch around muscle. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a really big sling to hold up this joint, because he just sprained it. It's swollen. It's very, very sore. I want to put some pressure on it. It's an inversion sprain, so I want to make sure I get the swelling out of the sinus tarsi, and that I actually support it a little bit, because the muscle is sore, right? He's not shaved on here. Is it okay if I tough skin that part a little bit? So I'm just going to put a little bit of Pro Wrap on that part. Normally, if it was shaved, I wouldn't do that. Go underneath. Sorry, you probably don't move that way. And I'm going to put a little bit of Pro Wrap just on that part, because, you know, will be good to wrap. Okay, now, the first thing I want to do is I want to create a base to land everything on. Elastic tape can come in different widths, 3, 4, 6 inches, like tensors. It's really stretchy, so it's great for dynamic structures. But I'm still going to put it on the same as I did. I can actually bend it for now. Is I'm going to put it on the same way that I did for my base strips for 1.5 inch. And this tape job goes way, way up high. You only use this in an acute situation. You never use it in return to play, because it just wouldn't offer you any support. It's for compression only. And if it's a big enough muscle, I might use 3 base strips here. If you put 3 on me, for example, you'd cover half my leg. So really, for my structure, you'd want just 2. But Brett's got a big muscle, so we'll put 3 for now.
You can't tear that with a piece of scissors?
There is elastic tape that you can tear that's rippable. It's much less supportive. This is like the Gucci of tape. This is elastoplast, and you have to cut it. Usually cutting tape, of course, is bad etiquette, so we don't normally do that, but for this you have to. So make sure when you're taping you have your scissors handy, all your supplies handy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, put your leg down again, I'm going to create a stirrup just like I did before. And this stirrup is going to go from base strip to base strip. And I'm going to get a nice clean surface and put that over here. And now my athlete's going to relax a little bit. And again, remember, this athlete is painful, they're sore, they've got torn muscle. It would not be appropriate for me to put my hip in there and keep them at 90 degrees like we do with a non-acute sprain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a nice stirrup here. Now these ones are not going to be fanned, and they're not going to be forward and backwards. They're all going to be moving forward. I overlap by only 1/4 this time. And how many of these am I going to do?
6 stirrup.
6 stirrup. Nice.
Already done the ball.
Yeah, and they smooth it down. So if you don't have a table near you, go to like a locker or go to a smooth surface, a window or something. And you're going to just move 1/4 of a way up each time, so it makes a nice tight band. Ish. Try and get them all the same so it's neat and tidy. But by moving forward, I'm making a really, really big sling for my sore ankle. It's a really good tape. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I smooth it down, it should peel away as one unit quite easily. And then I'm going to place it on here. And I'm not going to force it, but I'm just going to put it up like I did before. And it's going to be a nice sling. You have so much movement in there, like you can't even keep it even. Like most people would be able to dangle it like that, whereas you've lost that now. And it's you got to get that followed up. Okay, so make sure it's nice and even. And then what I do is I go back over top, and it's really actually quite comfortable if you have a sore muscle that you're tired of holding up yourself. And then I go back over the top of it, and I put the same base strips back on to tack it all down. So it's about $7 a roll for elastic tape, so it's probably not anything that you want to invest in, unless it's stock in a company.
So you were saying that this is for an acute
This is
injury?
for an acute injury that you're just sitting icing on the sideline to add extra compression to. So
the
in
other
lieu of a
two-
tensor,
Are the other two for chronic
they're for return to activity
or
phase.
return to?
Yeah, when they're ready to play on it.
Okay.
This is not supportive, this is only compressive. Yeah. Okay, now here's the key. This is the double back door. A Manitoba double back door. Okay, so that's just to hold it up. Now what I want to do is I add a figure 8 to it, and I hope this is long enough. So what this figure 8 is going to do is not only compress, but it's going to allow me to split the tape so I can fill in the sinus tarsi. So I go right into my figure 8 like I did with my other tape. I don't know if I'm going to make it on this one. And then, yeah, I'm going to be just short. Let me just grab another one there. Do you have one there? Yeah. Maybe Krista, can you grab me one? Is there one there? Okay, got it. I got it. Here it is. Yeah, if I, okay. So then what happens, so imagine this is all the same one. So there's my figure 8. Right, my figure 8. And then instead of going into heel locks like I did before, what I'm going to do on this one is come straight up the side. And I'm going to split the tape. And the reason I split it is because then I'm going to create a little saddle for my lateral malleolus. So I can rip it this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right under. It's like a sling for the malleolus. I want to make sure not to rip it too far. This part goes under there. You guys will have to look in a second. And then this part will crisscross over top of it. Like that. But what I've done, can you internally rotate your foot? No, the whole leg. Yeah. So what I've done is I've created a little sling that goes right underneath that malleolus. And the idea is it fills in the sinus tarsi. So if I tear it too far and I create a space under here, then the swelling sits right under there. And if I don't sort of create it to cradle the lateral malleolus, then you don't get the full function out of it.
Supposed to go on top of it or underneath?
That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's the whole tape job. Because I'm not playing on it. I'm just icing.
Where's the
Now,
ice go?
if I had, you can stick the ice right there. Get it wet, stick the
Where's
ice
the
on.
back door?
After
That was the back door, was this part right here. Now here's the thing.
Why is it
If I had a big athletic budget, right, and I was in the States and I was affiliated with a huge athletic team, I would probably elastic tape it all the way down. But it's not necessary because it's just compressive and it's compressing in here. You might get a little bit of swelling sitting in these areas, but for the most part it's compressive and it's moving up. So that's all there is.
What's the advantage of that over a tensor then?
The double back door and the fact that you get much more compression out of elastic tape, which is why it's nice to elastic tape all the way down.